Hi guys, please like and subscribe. We'll start in just a few minutes. We're just signing off for the day, and Miss Munoz is going to be speaking today. I was speaking yesterday, and guys, we do have something I'm not gonna say good for you guys, but we have something special for you guys where we have a case study, a personal case study. Um, and we hope you find it informative, and we hope that you can learn from this lesson so that our demise will hopefully be a blessing to you.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Uh, Good afternoon, everyone. I hope everybody's doing awesome, dandy. Yes, thank you, Miss Green, for your summary of what we have in store today. But before we get started, let's just do our rundown that I like to do of what happened in the markets today. As you can see from our top uh, heavy or top indices here, we got the S&P, sorry, the Dow Jones didn't move that much by 0.30% on the upside according to this, but you can see that it was kind of going downhill at the end of the day. NASDAQ, 1.28% to the upside. It did really good at the beginning of the day, but then throughout the day, it started on a downward trajectory. The same thing with the SPY. It went up 0.61%. You can take a look at our heat map here. uh, that it was tech heavy at the beginning. These things did ripped. So NVDA was the winner. Softy close to 4%. This one above 4%. Zoni 1.36% up. The Meta also. Google and Tesla downhill. A lot of pressure from Elon Musk, I guess, to perform. Utilities, you can see this area was red. Everything here red. You can see from PCG all the way down to PNW. And then we had a little mixed bag here in the industrials. I also just like to look at this, just even though we just looked at it, I just like looking at it. And it's the same thing. Uh, no movement yet. Of course, it's too soon to tell. Okay, so we're gonna just take a look at the five top things that we like to look at, and then
It
we'll
looks
look
like
at
someone was looking up to the angels.
somebody was looking up to the angels.
Yes, on your previous page.
What? This?
Yes.
Musk undercuts Trump's for Stargate AI investment announcements. Okay. Um, anyway, let's go back to the charts. So for the SPY today, you can see that it's been on a bullish rampage, but yeah, interesting. And ended as a little hanger today, very at the top. So actually, this will be a good short for tomorrow. When it's up here, not very close to the average indices. So that's something to be in the lookout for.
Please say a prayer for that put.
Yes, I agree with this put now. And also same thing here, very defined, the QQQs. Let's take a look at Manzana. Um, I really like Manzana here. I got some actually, Manzana as a test. Um, I may get a few more shares, but it's looking really good. You can see that clearly it's at the 200 moving average. This is a really absolutely great buying zone. But according to the news, if they said it could get to here to 200, but it looks like it might be doing a little bouncy bounce. But again, I just did a little test. So if it does continue, I can average in if it gets to that 200 they were talking about. But news can lie. Let's look at Metalicious. Metalicious also ended up in the top zone here. There's a clear mark here that it's rejecting. So every time it gets up there, it rejects it. Every time it gets up there, it rejects it. So it's rejecting it again. And I think Miss Green was right. It's probably going to go down tomorrow for Meta. On the minute chart,
So give me what was the other one before? Meta is a downturn. And what was the one before that?
QQQ.
No, the one right before Meta. I thought it was something different.
Apple.
Oh yes.
I said Apple will probably go up, but it could do a little downturn according to the news that we read. Okay, let's take a look at the star of the show today for someone, which was NFLX or Netflix. So you can see it was just a dumpster fire, and someone got it at the top, be in the pre-market, read it well, and basically said this Negra is going down, and that's what it did. If you got it here, which is where she that person got it, someone, and then the only thing that they should have wrote it all the way down and even more some. You see, it's probably going to continue going down, but this was just a beautiful short. It was just set it and forget it. Maybe got after an hour, just check in, get some out here. After another few hours, just check in and got out. But hey, you don't have a crystal ball, but
Left $10, $12 on the table per share. But hey,
you don't know what's going to happen is the market. So you got to take your money
yeah.
while you can. So
You
that's
have to make an educated
and you also have to take money as you go, because if you don't, then you regret it, because things can go upside as much as they can go downside, they can also go upside. So that's all I can say. So that was beautiful, and that was amazing earnings for Netflix, and for the people who did really good on that, congratulations. You can see, as we had predicted the other day, Amazon was going to probably break out, and it did. And it has 2 days in a row breaking out from this level. I'm not sure if it's going to continue because it already kind of surpassed here. So you have to be kind of in the lookout, because it's been like
it's
5 days
good for
almost.
a store, Elisa.
It could be a good short because it surpassed it here, but I'm not getting any signal yet. But it is too high from the averages. So that's another one that you
Why
can
do you
take.
say you're not getting any signal?
It's not a hanger here, but it is high. So eh,
Why do you say it's not? Okay.
I'm saying it's not a hanger.
Okay.
It could continue, but it is high. It is high. Tesla, let's take a look at that next. Tesla, wow, this is a clear hanger. It had two hangers, one here and now one here. It is far away from the averages, but it is also close to here from this area. So just it could go down tomorrow again. It did today. That's a clear one. And it is kind of like in this channel, so it could continue to go down. Let's look at NVDA. Someone says this is
Working.
exactly like Tesla, but I disagree. As you can see, it looks nothing like Tesla. Tesla has a hanger, and this one is more on an upward trajectory. But be on the lookout also for this for a potential downturn, because it's been going up, up, up 5 days in a row. So that's another one that kind of is like Amazon like, but it could also continue. So here, this was the opposite of Tesla and
I
Netflix,
said it
which
moves like it, that's all.
ah, I didn't understand it that way, I guess. So yeah, that's
Well,
that.
why do you say this is the opposite of Tesla?
It doesn't look like Tesla to me.
Let's go to Tesla real quick. Let's zoom in on Tesla. That's a minute chart.
Yeah. What about it? I was in the minute chart too.
Can you go back to Tesla one more time? To
Yes, ma'am.
Tesla. Okay, yeah, today it was kind of it's doing its own thing, you're right.
Yes. And let's take a look at EBC and Bank of America. We haven't looked at that in a minute. Oops. EBC. This looks like Tesla to me, but obviously slower. Um, banks haven't been doing that well overall. Let's take a look at how the banks are doing. Yeah, Bank of America had earnings the other day, and ever since that, it's been kind of going down. I think it's going to go down to the 200 level at some point. Um, okay, let's take a look at who were the
Do
winners, who
you
were the
consider that a hanger
though, yes, from the day before it was a hanger.
from BAC? From today, it looks like a hanger.
No, it does not.
Why not?
Because this is a hanger. That's just a down, very uh
Lisa, zoom in.
yes, this one is a hanger, but
The
this one
other
is
one's a
not.
hanger too.
It's not.
Look at it.
Okay.
You see
This
that
is a
crazy
hanger.
red?
This one's a hanger. I agree, but this one is not. It's just a very solid red candle.
It looks like a wick at the top.
Yes, but it's not like super higher than the body. That's not a hanger.
All right.
Um, okay, sorry. We digress. Sorry, guys. We're gonna get into the case study soon. Let me just look at who were the winners, who were the losers. So the winner, wow, Ford, Netflix, NVDA, Microsoft, Amazon, CRM, Walgreens, Macy's, Freshie Pet, and QQQ were the winners. And if you want to see Ford, let me know. And this is also very misleading. You can see here that Netflix was up 9.4% and it was green, but look at how misleading this is. It was a short all the way through, even though this said 9.37. So that sometimes when you have to learn how to read and look at the charts and the trends because or what you can deduce by common sense because this thing went up so high that the logical thing is like, oh, is it going to keep going? No, it actually did the opposite, even though here it said, wow, it's the winner. But yes, you were the winner if you were shorting it.
And it went
That's
up in after hours. The number of people who was able to take advantage of that was relatively small.
yes. So basically, this is why you have to kind of do your own thing and analysis and figure out, okay, this
Show
thing
them
went up.
the whole day, Elisa, from the day before, yeah, so they
Yes.
can see.
So yes. So basically, yes, if you had bought it here and you still have it here, then yes, of course you're still a winner. But if you got it here today, you were the loser unless you were shorting it. So that's why you have to kind of use common sense and be very careful when you're day trading, and kind of do your own analysis on what you think is logically going to happen because you could be like, oh, look at how much Netflix has gone up. This thing is going to go to the moon. It had positive earnings, but obviously, look at
When
what it
you're
did.
getting in something late, if you weren't already in Netflix yesterday and were able to take advantage of it in the aftermarket and pre-market, you shouldn't get in the next day after you've seen that it has gone up like crazy. Because
Yes.
if it had stayed where it was at and then you got in the next day and it went up off of earnings, I would be like, okay, fine. But if it did all of its upturn in the pre and
And
post market, it doesn't make sense to jump in it like mad late when all the people have gotten all their money out.
exactly. Keyword is you're already late unless you're early here to short it.
And it goes without saying that even if people had stayed in during the post and pre market, they're going to get out in the first 30 minutes, first 15 minutes of the market opening.
Yes. They're gonna take their money and run. So yeah, that's something that I had to learn, and that you slowly learn as you kind of listen to the news, figure things out,
This is
and
one thing that tricks a lot of new people, including myself, because this is not like a
yes,
trading thing, it's a common sense thing.
yes. And here, and also you're trying to be brave to get it here. If you're like, the show has already passed. It will have to do a phenomenal, keep going but it already had done like extra, like 19%. So is it going to keep going? Logical tells you in your mind, like, no, but then in your hopes and aspirations and emotions, it's telling you, oh, yeah, it's going to reach 10,000, like 1,550. I'm going to make more money. But what it actually does is this, boom. And then
Let's
all the
just
people,
put it to you this way.
and then the people who bought it here, they're losing money.
If you live in Holbrook and tonight they find gold in Holbrook, and then you come tomorrow at lunchtime and you live in freaking Methuen, don't be expecting to find gold because all the people who already live in Holbrook then got all the gold, and if they didn't get it, the people who live in Brockton or Randolph then ran in and got whatever's left. So you living in Methuen, it's not going to help you coming the next day because it's already gone.
Yes, you're too late. Okay, for the losers here, we got Lucid. Let's see what it did. And especially on earnings, you have to be extra careful to manage your risk because there's a lot of volatility for the earnings and a lot of volume there. So obviously they want to take their money and run because these people, they're just day traders that are going to come in and, you know, take their money and run, which is what anybody would do anyway. This thing was the loser of the day. It's here at a 100 level. Or actually 40 level. Rivian, so Lucid and Rivian are all EVs, and they were talking about this in conjunction to Tesla, so you can see why Tesla would also be going down. Dollar Tree, let's see where it's at. It's been bouncing around this area here between 85 and 65. It's just been bouncing around here, but it's been bouncing upward. It's been bouncing upward. So from here, it had a down. Let's see, earnings were decent. And it's been bouncing around this area. If you're considering of getting it here, I would still consider it a sort of a buying zone, but it could go down, especially with this hanger here. And just wait till if it gets back to 65, if you're gonna
Yeah, it
get it
looks like a
for a long.
potential breakout, but it seems like at the wrong time of year.
Yes, it's gonna go down. This hanger it's been bouncing. I would just say wait till it gets 65. You may want to put that in the notes or up for a potential notification. Okay, so now let's take a look at our case study that we were indicated at the beginning of our session. So the story is as follows. We had we
Just to protect the people involved, we will call them Isa and Libina.
yes, let's just call them person A and person B were involved in purchasing this stock. And when person A and person B, and even person C, because person B also convinced their significant other to get into the stock, um, we were beginning to trade. The person A and person B were beginning to trade. Um, and you can see that Sam had gotten all the way up to the sky. And this was in 2021. It was $1,400, close to $1,400. Okay. And it had a really bad earning. And I think it was this tip right here or something that person A and person B said, oh, let's buy it. This thing is going to go back double its price. So it's going to go from 1,400, it's going to go to 2,800. We're going to make double our money. Let's purchase Sam. Even though it had dropped 30%. And we were thinking we were going to get a sale out of this. And um, we didn't read any information until after the
A really
fact.
nice sale.
It was a really nice sale that we thought in in the heads of a person A and person B.
And there was no historical basis for this sell and come back.
And
Actually,
also,
look, nothing historically would have said, oh, this is a price where you can always, it will always come back to this price and you can make your money.
yes, person A and person B thought, hey, this thing is gonna double 2,800, please, you know? Um, so because it was an expensive stock, that move about, $20, 20 plus dollars a day or more, whatever, maybe $50 a day. We person A and person B were thinking, please, we can get at least 5 shares of this. The person A and B were ignorant also because they didn't have that much money in their account, but they were willing to risk it for the biscuit. And so person A and person B decided to get, person B decided to get 5 shares. Person A decided to get a few more, maybe I believe it was 10 or 15. And it started to get worse and
And
worse.
person A and B progressively averaged in.
And person A and person B didn't average in right away and averaged in maybe another time. And then that was it because like person B was like, that's it. I don't have any more money. And so that was the other mistake. Don't average in on a falling knife. And this is what is considered a falling knife. And this is a beautiful example, guys. This is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful example. Let me go back here. This was hanger all the way at the top telling you this thing is going to dumpster fire. And this is the mistake, never averaging on a falling knife. If you're already down over the average to range by a couple of days and it keeps going, just get out, take your losses. Everybody here makes a mistake in trading. Nobody's going to have a perfection like since day one. Everybody is going to have some losses. Everybody's going to have some, winnings. But the moral of the story is, did this stock ever get to 2,800? It looks like it never will. It's down to 250. If
It
per
will,
and which tells you it's the average of this life, which is here, the historical value. So why would you think it would go to 2,800?
it will get back to
It's mean.
50 before it gets back to 1500.
This is a perfect, what do you call this? Ab, True deviation. What do you call it? The bell curve. This
Yes,
is this is a perfect example of what a bell curve is, and you should never buy anything at the top unless you're shorting it. Okay. Cut your losses, admit you were wrong. If you know, if you're actually, you should set up a rule. Anytime you have, you're already down negative $1,000, just KAT. Don't let it get worse.
if
We
something moves, if it's supposed to move $25 a day and it has moved like freaking
uh,
$50 a day, just get
or
out,
because
you know?
it's gonna keep going.
Yeah, it's gonna keep going. There's something wrong
Espe
somewhere.
especially especially if it's not one of the Magnificent Seven.
Yeah,
Is
there's
this a
something
is
wrong with
this
the
a ma-
stock.
is this a Magnificent Seven stock?
No, a
Is
Magnificent Seven would not dump like that. That's a dumpster fire tanking.
So that's the first mistake. Is this a Magnificent Seven? If the answer is hell no, why are you even investing in this? That's your
Exactly.
that's your first question. And let's say you wanted to invest in it. Okay, fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But wait until it's the right time to buy. And what that means is you wait until it gets to its true average sense historical value, not something crazy at the top here, and just wait. If you're even if you know if you use your screen and and you got it up, if you're here, it's like, wow, that's really high. That's really far away from all this average down here. Like just think about that, you know?
And ask yourself, historically, look at previous months, days, and historically, can you find any evidence of it hitting this level or even the level below it? Has it historically even hit the level below it or the level below that? It had not even freaking hit the level below that. Like it had not even hit $400 before. Think
Yes.
about it.
And this was very excessive.
$400 was a totally great 52-week high. It had not even come near a $400 level. And we were all like going crazy over this thing, saying it's going to hit 1300 again.
And then person A and person B had an, oh Jesus, let's get out, when we could have saved all of that heartache
Yes,
since the
instead of
beginning.
losing $500, we wanted to lose way, way more.
And person A and person B did. Um, and the moral of the story is, number one, if it's not a Magnificent Seven stock or Magnificent 10, um, don't get into it. And if you do, don't get into it. And if you do, just do one share and observe that for at least, 7 months or something. Okay? Because one share is one share. Um, that's number one. Number two, if you do get in it because you wanted to be superhero and you see that you're losing way more than the average true range on a day, then get out. Don't even think about it. Just get out. And nobody's going to say anything. You just get out and keep it moving. That's what day traders do. That's what all traders do. That's what all investors do. They cut their money really short, their losses really short as they can, and they move on. Nobody cares because there's the next opportunity just around the corner. And so, guys, that's all we have for today. We know we rambled on about that case study. We hope that that doesn't happen to you and it's a learning experience for everyone. Have a great day. Be on the lookout for those stocks that I had told you about, Meta, Apple, Amazon, Tesla, the SPY, the QQQ, they were all looking very bearish to me. Have a great one and take it easy. Peace out.
And we also had Bank of America potential short, and then Dollar Tree we were looking at. It seemed as if it wanted to break out, but because of the time of year, it seemed like it could have been a short. So Dollar Tree was something to investigate more.
That's it. Have a great one. Peace out.
Like and subscribe. Bye, guys.
Bye. Like and subscribe.